What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. We're gonna go work on some stuff at the greenhouse, but first we're gonna go pick up some more plants. So let's do it. All right, guys, we got our plants here. We got some really cool ones. I'm gonna talk about them in a minute, but first let's do a little update on the rest of the greenhouse. So the dart frogs are still here. They're still doing great. This is Frogberta, the big yellow one. I'm pretty sure she's a female now. And then the little orange ones are getting more and more bold and active. And then the emerald tree skinks are doing good, or at least one of them is doing good. I haven't been seeing the other two very much, but this guy, he's up on the pond enclosure right now. I should specify he's on the outside of the pond enclosure, so he's not going to get eaten by the fish. That's a comment I get a lot. By the way, when we're not here, this pond enclosure is always closed, so the lizards can't get in there. We only have this open when we're filming and feeding and stuff. But he's getting more active. He's been coming out on the big trees a lot, like right in front of us and stuff. So he's still skittish, but definitely getting more active. So good progress with them. And we have plans now to add one more awesome species of lizard. So let me know in the comments if you guys can guess what species of lizard it is. It's probably going to be a month or two before we add them. They're small green lizards with a big long tail. So let me know what you think it is. As far as the fish go, they're still doing great. I don't know if you guys can see like how big these arowana are getting compared to my hand. They are getting massive, and they're all absolute monsters. This guy's sneaking up behind to try to bite me. But yeah, fish are doing great. And then all the other frogs, the tree frogs, are still doing great. This old big girl's sleeping here. We're gonna let her keep sleeping. And all the plants are doing really good. We're going to show you some of them in a second. But first I want to mention, I know I haven't been putting out like tons of videos lately. And I know we haven't made a bunch of huge progress, but it's still coming. We're just saving up for a couple like really expensive projects. Soon we have the backup generator coming. And then a whole new RO filtration system and fogging system that we're going to build for the greenhouse. And those are pretty pricey. And I'm not made of money. So kind of saving up money and setting it aside so we can get going on those. And in the meantime, everything else, we're just sitting here watching it grow. But we will get to that here very soon. But yeah, no, we got one other thing too. We got an awesome trip to Suriname that me and Tiffany planned coming up in October. So we also got to save a little bit of money for that. We're going to go down to the actual jungle and see animals in the wild. But let me show you guys how cool all the plants are getting here because they are growing like crazy. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and go check out our last video so you can see our in-depth plant updates. But this rugulosum is putting out another leaf. This Pharaoh's mask is growing leaves the size of my head now. The Pentagonia here is finally putting out new healthy leaves. The Patricia here has another new gorgeous leaf coming out. We got this new Platycerium ridleyi. It's going to be a really awesome little staghorn fern. We're going to mount it up there on the tree. The newest leaf on this Anthurium regal looks like it's going to be gorgeous. This is not fully expanded yet, so it's going to get a little bit bigger still, but no blemishes. This thing looks perfect. This Anthurium campii, newest leaf it put out, did not get attacked by slugs, and it looks gorgeous. This little Conchocarpus macrophyllus is doing really good. We're excited to see this grow into a little tree shrub thingy, so gonna be awesome. And right here, we have our Cercistus mirabilis. This is a rehab from home that was pretty much completely dead. We put it in here. It turned into a nub. All the leaves died off, and it is finally putting out new healthy leaves. So we are super excited to see that grow into a mature plant. And our I just almost fell. But our Australian tree fern here is finally doing good since being planted in the ground. See, the leaves are getting big and dark green and looking really healthy again for the first time in a while. So we're excited to see this thing grow into a big old monster of a plant. So as you guys can see, the greenhouse is doing really good. All the plants are doing good. All the animals are doing good so far. And we do have plans in the very near future for some big projects, just saving up some money. I think I finally got things dialed in with the misting system to where the plants are like really liking the amount of moisture they're getting. So everything has responded really well. But now let's get into the new plants. So first up here is some cool ferns. Somebody sent me on Instagram. This right here is a resurrection fern. And then this is a shoestring fern. So really cool little epiphytic ferns. We're gonna get those mounted and see how they do in here. Next up is this narrow form golden dragon. This was donated to me by Mike Weddit on Instagram. So thank you very much, Mike. This is gonna be an awesome plant. The leaves are a little yellow, looks like it needs some nutrients, but overall looks like a very healthy plant, and it is going to look great in here. So I just love these super unique shaped leaves on these philodendrons. These last three here I got from my buddy Steven at His IG is Steven Thurium. I'll link or show it in the video or something so you can go check it out. He has a lot of really cool oddball plants. I've bought a bunch from him in the past, like the Macrophyllus. But this here is an Amorphophallus operculatus. Might be pronouncing it wrong, but close enough. So for those of you that don't know, Amorphophallus is the genus of corpse flowers. They are really, really cool plants. So let me explain a little bit, I guess. It's basically one big bulb under the dirt. And this whole thing you're seeing, this isn't a stem with multiple leaves. This whole thing is just one leaf. So this is the petiole, and this is all one leaf. And it grows like this, so it'll put out one leaf, or this one has two leaves, but it'll put out a leaf, and then it'll keep that one leaf for the whole growing season. And then at the end of the season, it'll go dormant for like a few months. The leaf will die off, and then typically you take them and you keep the bulb really dry so it doesn't rot during dormancy. But I'm gonna have it planted in the ground, so I may just dig it up and take the bulb home for dormancy and then replant it in the spring. And then when you replant them in the spring, it'll grow either a new leaf for this season, or after so many seasons of growing leaves, once the bulb is big enough and healthy enough, it'll put out a flower. And then that is why they call it the corpse flower. It grows up and it smells like rotting flesh. So you guys may have seen like the giant ones that they have at botanical centers. Those are Amorphophallus titanum. It's the biggest one. This is a smaller one from Thailand, but this one's super cool. The edges of the leaves are like hot pink all the way around it. And yeah, it's not gonna get massive, but it is still gonna have that stinky, rotty, flesh-smelling flower. And another cool fact, some of the flowers actually heat up. They produce warmth to attract carrion flies to make it really seem like rotting flesh. So super awesome, but let's check out the other two. Okay, so the last two I got are some awesome pitcher plants. This is probably one of the most requested plants I get in the comments. But I've been putting it off until I get the RO filter because these guys, for the most part, do not like hard water. But we're gonna see how they do in here. I'm gonna get the RO filter before too long anyways. So if they don't do good until I get it, I will take them home until I get the RO filter. But I'm gonna get some more in here eventually. This one right here is Nepenthes spatulata crossed with Hamada. And this one is Hamada crossed with Veitchii. So super awesome. These will get a lot bigger, and these pitchers will get a lot bigger. And who doesn't like cool carnivorous plants? These are awesome. My only concern is that if I do get rounded tomato dart frogs, that they may end up or lay their eggs in the pitchers. So I don't know. That's a problem for me to think more about before I get rounded tomato. But yeah, super awesome little plants. All right, guys, thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you don't subscribe to the channel, I'm going to throw you in here and you're going to get eaten by the fish.